Hi everyone, welcome back to Studio 33 Art by Kay. I've started doing these, what I'm going to call mural pours, where I paint over 6 tiles at the same time to create like a little mural. And the beauty of it is that you can use these tiles individually as coasters, or they can be pushed together and put into the middle of the table and used as one piece to put, pepper and salt or whatever. I did see someone do these recently on YouTube, but I cannot remember who it was, so I'm sorry about that. And they did 4 tiles together, and I thought, what a great idea, how beautiful they would look if I did 6. So today I want to keep it all to the neutral metallic colours, and so I'm going to be using the Mont Marte pouring paint bronze, gold and silver, and I have mixed those up with the bloom recipe of Taubmans Doors and Trims Gloss Interior Neutral and the Jasonja Gloss Varnish, just to thicken those up so that when I do the swipe I will get beautiful like jelly bean type cells instead of just a flat look. You can just swipe straight through the pouring paints and they do look beautiful, but they're not as 3D, they're more sort of flat. But I wanted the chunkier, juicier looking cells today. Now I'm going to be using this acrylic pouring paint black. I've actually been using the pouring paint as a base and it works very well. It's quite thin, but it does still give very good coverage. So you don't have to mix it up with anything. So that's a good one for you who have got the acrylic pouring paints by Eraldo, or any of them really. They can make great bases as long as you don't want a thick base. If you're doing the normal bloom recipe, the base is normally the thickest, but I'm not doing that. I'm just spreading the paint completely out. So this does create a very nice base. I'm also going to be putting in some of the Gold Interference Pearl by Pouring Masters, and also some of the 24 karat gold metallic by Pouring Masters. Without further ado, I'll get on with laying down the base paint, and I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, so I think I've covered that pretty well. I've made sure I've covered all the outside edges. Obviously I can't cover the inside ones, but I do notice that when I do these, the paint does seep down into the inside anyway, which is really good. So I'm just going to start off, I think I'll put the interference gold first, because that will be closest to the black. And with the interference colours like this, they tend to show up best when they're on a black base. They do show up nicely when they're on other bases too, but they particularly well show up on a black base. And they show up mostly once they dry. So in the beginning, they'll just sort of look whitish, but then they'll come to their own once they actually dry. So I'm going to put that on the bottom in the hope that it will be next to the black. Actually, I haven't burst my bubbles, I better do that. So that I don't end up with any tile with nothing on it, I'm going to do a big swipe through the middle, and then I'm just going to do 2 mini swipes on the sides there. So straight through the middle, and then mini swipe, and a mini swipe. I think I'll put the bronze next. This is the Mont Marte Pouring Paint Silver. And now the gold. And then I'll just do that little bit of the Pouring Masters 24 karat gold just over the top of that again. Just a few little blobby bits here and there. Just for a different effect. Okay, now we'll burst some bubbles. Just going to use my little blowtorch, which is just a chef's butane torch. Just doesn't move the paint around as much as what the heat embossing tool does. Sometimes you'll still get some little bubbles that won't want to burst. They're just being stubborn. It's like that one there. So you just give it a poke with the with your skewer. Okay, now for the fun part. I'm just going to use my little offset spatula. It's not a little one, it's quite a big one actually, that I got from Fluid Art Co. And I've got my Amsterdam Oxide Black mixed with Australian Floetrol. 1 part paint, 4 parts Floetrol. And I think I'll swipe through the centre first. And I'll probably stop halfway and start again because the cell activator will have started to run out by then. So here we go, wish me luck. The cells are coming through nicely. I can't see too much of the copper. Might end up putting a bit more copper on these ones. I'll put a bit more through here actually before I do this next swipe. Don't want to lose it all together. Sorry, the bronze. It's not copper, it's bronze. Don't know why I keep calling it copper. Here we go again. Oh, now I've got my bronze coming through. That's the thing when you layer your paints, you can sometimes lose one of the colours if it's down low. You can see the difference there between when I had the bronze down low and then the gold on top, and here I've put it on the top. It's really made a big difference. And I'll just load up again to do these other guys. And again, not much bronze, so I'll just put some more onto this one. Bring it up. So you just got to experiment with your thicknesses of your base paint and your top swipe paints and so on. And use it on tiles is a really good way of experimentation to see what you like best and how you like it. I would like a little bit more of the bronze in here, so I'm just going to actually manually put it in there. So all I'm going to do is dip the end of my skewer into the pot of paint here And then I'm just going to, through here, just bring a streak of the colour through there. There seems to be, probably could do with a little bit more here, so I'll just a little bit. I don't need to do a lot, just to add that little bit in. Okay, so we'll just burst the bubbles. That also helps to bring up any more cells. Helps to create a bit of a reaction between the paint and the cell activator. So just heating the paint up slightly can help bring the cells through. So I'm just going to give that a gentle spin. Now be careful if you're doing this. The tiles that are closest to the edge will be copying more of the centrifugal force and they could go flying. So you really do want to make sure this is a slow spin. Oh, I'm loving these. They're quite round actually. Very interesting. Okay, so now I'm just going to do a bit of modification. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a very, very small spin because I don't like it when the wrecking lines get skewed too much. So just a small spin just to get a little bit more of the paint off. I'm loving this and this here and here. I'm not loving this bit through here, but that's all right. I'm sure it will look lovely when it's dried. I love those. I just don't love that through there. I don't mind the end bits. I'm just going to do a little bloom right in the middle there. So I'm just going to lay down the silver first. I wonder where the middle is. There's one tile. The other one, so it's got to be right there. Sorry, this one's going a little bit longer That's not like me at all, is it? There's the silver, then the bronze. And the gold. And I'll just use a little bit of the Pouring Masters gold on top, not a lot. And I won't use the gold interference this time. Just my cell activator. And sometimes I just like to drizzle a little bit of the cell activator over as well. Now I'll blow that out with my little mini blower. So I'll try and just blow it across, not in. So I'll just do a little bit of embellishing. And I will speed all this up for you guys. I am sorry it's gone on for so long. So now I'll just do my bit of shaping. The only problem I'm going to have is when this goes to dry, some of the paint may run off and they won't match up perfectly when I put them all back together, but that's just a part of what's going to happen. Quite like the way that one integrates into the bloom. This one here, I'm just not liking this little bit here. I'm just going to do something crazy. I'm going to put down some paint. I'm just going to do a little swipe off the edge there again. So first of all was the bronze that I'm doing it in a different order, then the silver, then the gold, a little bit of bronze towards the end again. Now I'll just swipe over that with the small swiper. This one here will do. Well, actually I'll use my little, that little guy. So here we go. Oh, those cells have come up beautifully. Got a bit of no man's land there though. Just hit it with the heat embossing tool though, or with the torch, and it might bring those cells up. Got some lovely, lovely cells here. What am I going to do with that? Challenges, challenges. Maybe if I just drag some of these in to there, some of this back down. Okay, time to leave it. She says, wanting to wreck through the bloom there. Just want to sort of blend that in a bit better. That's better. Yeah, I like that a lot more. I just didn't like the edges of the flower there. I like that a lot better now. Okay, well, it's busy, very busy, but remembering they will all end up being individual tiles. So we'll see how this turns out. So I will now bring you down for a close-up. So here we are. I certainly can't be named the queen of minimalism, that's for sure. But this is a mural that is 6 tiles, so each individual tile should be absolutely beautiful. So you can see the shimmer here. I'm just trying to pick up with the light for you so you can see. Keeps going out of focus. There we go. So there's absolutely beautiful shimmer. And I'm loving these corner guys. The cells have just so well formed. They're lovely. A lot of lacing as well. And here's this guy over in this corner. And coming through to this one. And my bloom in the middle, it hasn't got clear cells, but what it has got is this lovely veining sort of effect through it. And you can see the gold is just shimmering all through the top of there. So while it doesn't look very sharp at the moment, once that dries and they'll do a coat of resin, it's just going to look gorgeous. So there you go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that one today. Okay, well here we are a couple of days later with the dried result, and I'm absolutely thrilled with this. I've just put it back together as the POLPTYCH, and it has dried so well. Using that Eraldo pouring paint, black, as the base, it's dried beautifully, and I haven't lost any of my pattern over the edge. Everything is still lined up perfectly. So I will definitely be using that as a base again. And as you can see, I haven't lost any of the shape here. All the shape of my cells has stayed. And here you can see where I've used some of the, I think it would have been where I used some of the interference paints. It hasn't given me a glow, but it has left the pattern there quite beautifully. And so when I do resin over that, that will come to life as well. So absolutely beautiful, dried perfectly. Very, very happy with that. Okay, so I'll see you back here in Studio 33 in the not too distant future. Until then, stay safe. Bye-bye.